The Superchain is quietly becoming one of the most important pieces of financial infrastructure in crypto. You have Kraken launching a CLOB DEX, coming in with massive volume even in its private alpha. Bob turning Bitcoin into a real financial layer instead of a museum piece. And OP Mainnet positioning itself as the enterprise launchpad for everything from payments to lending to high-speed trading. When you zoom out, all of these stories point in the same direction. The Superchain is absorbing the builders who want serious infrastructure, the institutions that need reliability, and the Bitcoin liquidity that wants to be productive without giving up self-custody. You're watching Superchain Digest by Optimism Show, where we track the infrastructure, incentives, and occasionally the chaos shaping Optimism's multi-chain future. This is not financial advice. The most exciting movement on the Superchain right now is happening in trading, BTC liquidity, and on-chain finance. You can feel a shift from fun experiments to this needs to feel like a real financial system. Take Nado on Inc. Inc is an OP stack chain backed by the Kraken team, and Nado is their new high-speed CLOB exchange. A CLOB, or Central Limit Order Book, is a system used to match buy and sell orders based on price and time priority, which is a common model for both traditional and decentralized exchanges. It brings unified margin, spot, perps, and a matching engine that fires in 5 to 15 milliseconds, which is fast enough that your screen finally feels like a CEX without losing on-chain custody. Early testers say it feels like CEX performance with DeFi guarantees. And honestly, that is a massive unlock for the Superchain because serious traders have been waiting for exactly this. But the deeper story isn't just faster trading. It is the type of builder that is choosing OP Stack. When a team like Kraken puts their name on a chain and ships a flagship trading platform there, they are making a statement. They are saying this stack is reliable enough, fast enough, and flexible enough to host real financial infrastructure. Now look at BIOB, the Bitcoin layer built on the OP Stack that is pushing to become what they call the Bank of Bitcoin. Their mission is simple. Your Bitcoin should not sit in a cold wallet disconnected from the financial world. It should be able to earn, borrow, spend, and move without custody nightmares or wrapped tokens that fall apart the moment someone panics on Twitter. Bob uses a hybrid model that ties Bitcoin security with Ethereum's DeFi liquidity, and it is already connecting Bitcoin to more than 11 major chains with single transaction flows through their Intent system. They want Bitcoin to power everyday financial products, from vaults to loans to savings. And they are laying the groundwork for native BTCFI that does not rely on trust or complicated bridges. Together, Nado and BIOB signal something important. The Superchain is not just an ecosystem of rollups anymore. It is becoming a layered financial system with institutional-grade tools on one side and permissionless Bitcoin liquidity on the other. And when you have trading desks, market makers, fintech apps, lenders, and BTC liquidity all starting to move toward the same infrastructure, you need one thing above everything else: reliability. That takes us to OP Mainnet and why it is being positioned as the enterprise launchpad of the Superchain. Operator Mainnet has quietly leveled up in a massive way this year. The numbers are ridiculous. Millions of transactions per day, sub-cent fees that actually hold up under load, and a throughput roadmap targeting tens of millions of gas per second. But the more impressive upgrade is behind the scenes. OP Mainnet now has multi-organization backup sequencing, a collaboration between OP Labs and Sunnyside Labs, coordinated by a system called OP Conductor. If one sequencer goes down, another takes over automatically, which means block production doesn't pause, users don't fall back to slow L1 submissions, and your financial products don't get interrupted. This multi-team architecture has been live since early 2025, and according to both teams, OP Mainnet has had no unsafe downtime since. That is the kind of reliability you need if you expect exchanges, custodians, fintech apps, and institutional yield products to build on your chain. And Optimism is leaning into that positioning. Their new homepage and enterprise messaging make it clear. OP Mainnet is where you start if you want to build financial products on-chain. And when you outgrow it, the OP Stack gives you everything you need to launch your own chain with the same performance guarantees. So we have professional markets forming, Bitcoin liquidity arriving, and an enterprise-grade base layer maturing. The only question left is whether the broader Superchain is actually growing in a way that supports all this. The short answer is yes. The Superchain currently handles more than 60% of all L2 transactions, with upwards of 20 million transactions happening every day across networks like Base, Mode, Zora, Inc., Unicane, and the rest of the OP Stack family. The network is powering hundreds of live applications and is expanding into sectors like AI trading agents, consumer apps, payments, gaming, and even regional ecosystems like Africa, through initiatives from Aya HQ and Lisk. When you add in new infrastructure upgrades, OP Stack adoption by major brands, and rollups like Ronin choosing to migrate toward the Optimism tech stack, you get the sense that momentum is accelerating, not cooling. Everything is compounding. More chains bring more users bring more apps bring more liquidity, and more liquidity attracts the kind of builders who create the next generation of financial and consumer tools. So here's the shape of the moment. The markets are maturing with tools like Nado that finally bring professional grade trading on-chain. Bitcoin is getting a real financial home through projects like Bob. OP Mainnet is solidifying itself as the enterprise launchpad of the Superchain with serious reliability upgrades. And the Superchain as a whole is capturing a dominant share of L2 activity, while new chains, new apps, and new ecosystems continue to stack on top. You are early to something that is becoming much bigger than anyone expected. If you found this useful, subscribe to The Optimism Show and follow along for weekly coverage of how the Superchain and its member chains are actually evolving. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.